Well, good afternoon again. Welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy, and I'm Fuzzy. How y'all doing today? Hope everything's going alright. Doing pretty good here. Had a bunch of rain yesterday. That's all cleared out. Nice and cool outside, looks like. I haven't stuck my head out yet, even though it is coming up on noon. And I love weekends off. I get to sleep in. Not going to complain about that, so I fixed me up a cup of good old Cafe Bustelo. And going to get a shave and run out and pay a few bills. I love going and spending money. Not. But anyway, what can you do? You got to. So I noticed that several people have used the Wilkerson Sword shave stick. I don't have a shave stick at all. What I do have is the little flying saucer looking bowl. I believe this one came from Canada. And it's different soap, I understand. The shave stick soap is blue, and I think it's a little different formula or whatever, but still, I figured, I haven't used Wilkerson Sword in a while, why not? It's more of a newer, I call it scent, more of a cologne type scent, newer cologne type. It's not one of the old classic scents or soapy scents or anything like that. And I think it goes really good with the Gillette Cool Wave here, which is not a bad aftershave. You can pick it up at Walmart, and it's not bad, and it goes good with that kind of stuff. So we're going to use a big old boar brush. This is the, of course, the Omega head on a JR handle. It's a JR 176. He turned the handle and took the head off of the Omega brush and put it on. Works really well. I love these big old boar brushes. They work really well. Nothing wrong in the world with an Omega. So, razor rookie, somehow or other, with all the swapping jobs and busy and not being online a whole lot, I somehow missed the fact that he had his first single edge shave here a couple of weeks ago. He used the Featherweight, and I'd sent him some blades, and he got his shave, and it looked like it went really well. Glad to see you on the SE bandwagon. Keep it up. Keep going. Come on. Your DEs will get lonely if you start using single edge. Just say it. So anyway, I finally got my head out of my backside and got that sorted out. Went over and saw that, and I caught up on a few other videos that I have failed to comment on because I've been busy. So I think I kind of got caught up on some of it, and I'll get more of it later. So anyway, the whole point of that whole show was that seeing him shave with the Featherweight, I thought I'd do a Featherweight shave today. So I've got a Featherweight. This was the I think they called it the Deluxe. It's got the little gold cap on the end and little gold up there, and it was in a plastic case here. It had the push pack blades that you could that was really neat. Some of them that when you push them and it would go out, eject the blade out where you get a hold of it. Really neat little design. I've got a Treet blade in here that's got a couple of shaves on it. I rotate blades around through razors because I very rarely do I use the same razor for any length of time in a row or anything. Sometimes I'll use them twice in a row. Not sure I remember doing that here lately. But, these things are incredibly easy to load, just like Razor Rookie showed. You just pop the blade in, make sure it's behind the blade stops, and close the head. And that's pretty much it. And he also pointed out, and it's true, that pretty much your angle is going to be your head angle there. You're going to run it pretty much flat, and it's going to do you a really, really, really good job, in my opinion. So, we haven't had a shower or anything. That's why the hair looks like it's 3 days old or something. I don't know what it looks like. But anyway, hope we're going to go ahead and get the old face wiped out. Everybody's got their own feelings on prep and all this stuff, but that's kind of what I do. Alrighty then, we'll get the top off the old Wilkerson Sword again. Shake our brush out because we want a damp brush, not particularly a really wet brush to start with, and then we'll do load some soap on here. I also noticed there's a pretty good mix as you're watching different people, different videos. There's a pretty good mix of people who swirl the soap on and who paint the soap on. Personally, I kind of do a combination, I think, although I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to it all the time. But as a dedicated face latherer, you've got to pretty much swirl it to get the lather built up. And I have yet to have problems with the brush from swirling it. I know there's some brush manufacturer somewhere that said that you're not supposed to do that because of the twist everything. It's like, whatever. Look, whatever. Horsehair brushes are supposed to twist. You're supposed to comb them out. Nope. Don't do it. Don't see any twist in my horsehair brushes. And if they are, they're not bothering anything. Alright, so we got us a little paste loaded up on the end of the old brush here. And maybe I'm just old and cranky. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm great with it. Alright, so we'll do some swirling around and build some lather here. Get it going on, so to speak. And if you face lathered and you notice that you're a little bit dry, dip some brushes in the old sink there, and there you go. That is one thing that's bugging the snot out of me these days in shave videos, is watching that dude from Texas, you know, ordinary shaver, yeah, him, won't fix his sink, so he's using a cup to dip his, it's like, man, fix your sink, come on, jeez, driving me nuts. Heck, I'll send you $5, maybe 6, and I'll send you 5. But anyway, he makes it work because he has that important thing known as technique. So he makes it work. Now I could use a cup if I'm out in the middle of nowhere and that's all I got to work with. I don't have a bowl to work with. I've just got a cup. Or if I'm at a, you know, some hotels I've noticed don't have the where you can turn the sink off because they don't want, you know, the idiots to close the sink off and turn the water off, walk off and flood the place. Understandable. I have known idiots to do that. I have known this idiot to do that. Not at a hotel, it's a long story. Not going to get into it. Nothing to hear here. Move along. But, so I could. But still, man, save it over a sink water. So, anyway, yeah, fix that. Fix it. Alright, here we go. Pretty much run it flat. If you're going to pull it up much off, it's not going to be much. Light pressure. Some people want to put a finger up on the back. That's great, but I think that causes a lot of times you to put too much pressure. Run it nice and light. And as long as you keep that angle good and flat, and you keep the pressure good and light, you're not going to get any razor burn. Now, I don't use, obviously, an alum block. Don't see the point in it, don't need it, don't want it, not spending money on it, don't care about it. If you do, that's great. I have no issues with it. That's not rant worthy. But I can tell you from putting on an alcohol splash and using witch hazel that has alcohol in it. You know, your normal witch hazel mix is like, what, 14% alcohol or something? I can't remember right off the top of my head. But I know the cheap, not the pure witch hazel stuff like the Thayer's, which I don't use. The cheaper stuff has alcohol in it. Well, I know from using that stuff that, you know, if you're going to get a lot more sting if you manage to give yourself razor burn, and I don't most of the time. Feel a whole lot of extra sting. Now, I don't always clean the soap off between passes, but we wanted to have a look here. The Featherweight, nothing wrong in the world with a shave from a Featherweight. It is a milder feeling shave than some of the others. I think the same thing about the push button and the heavy flat top, also known as the G-bar, that they are really mild feeling. They are also very effective razors. And they're a little new for me. I tend to like the older stuff. But, you know, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. I should probably use them more. So, going to hit up Sunday shave. I was surprised. Here we're just coming across on a little, you know, across the grain stuff. We don't do against the grain. I was surprised at the response I got on talking about an all-in-the-family shave, using my granddad's razors, my other granddad's brush, a great uncle of mine's mug, and you know, that kind of stuff, and having a shave with family stuff. There was a couple of comments about it, and a couple of comments, pretty big deal. I mean, I don't normally get that many comments on videos, so a couple of people pay attention to it. It's a pretty big deal. So that's going to be Sunday's shave. Before I go to church on Sunday, we'll do the all-in-the-family shave. Anybody care to join me? Pull out family stuff, do a shave on Sunday. Maybe you've got your dad's razor, your granddad's razor, or you got a brush or a mug, or even if nothing else, maybe you've got one like Dad had or like Grandpa had. Maybe you remember them shaving. I know people that they remember razors. I don't. I don't have any. I don't have any memories of anybody using any of this stuff at all. I know I've got some razors that were in the medicine cabinet as far back as I can remember. I've told that story, and that's what I started safety razor shaving with. I remember that. But I don't remember any of the family members shaving with any of this stuff. But maybe you do, and you've got some of that stuff, and that's what you want to use. And I say, you know, great, knock it out. Let's do it Sunday. If it's single edge stuff, we can post it over at TOST. Now, my Sunday shave will not be at TOST because it's using an unmentionable. I've got my granddad's 1957. I've been talking and I'm lost for just a second. But anyway, I got my granddad's 1957 Super Speed. That's what we're after. Witch hazel. It's not where it normally is. It got moved and I reached up and it wasn't there, and it confused me for a minute. Buzzy is a man of routines. And I'm not by any means OCD, but I'm probably not too far from it. But I like my routines, and I like things back where they're supposed to be, and I like that. And when something gets out of place, when I was working at the plant, I always drove. I've got an old Pathfinder. One of my vehicles, a '98 Pathfinder, and I use it for my work truck because it gets better gas mileage than my Expedition. But anyway, and sometimes I would decide I was going to change over and take the other vehicle, or, you know, something breaks down or something you haven't had time to mess with or whatever. And it's just horrible trying to get everything switched over to the other vehicle and show up at work and still be everything be the way it's supposed to be. I'd always forget something. All right. Well, that right there is a very nice featherweight shave, which is normal. Now, if you shave with a featherweight or a push button or a heavy flat top or a contour, some of the newer stuff, and you're sitting there thinking, well, you know, it's a good shave, it feels good, but I'm just really not being wowed. Well, here's my theory on that. Get a micromatic. Yes, those will wow you. I've noticed people that like more aggressive double-edged razors or whatever tend to like the micromatics a lot. The 1912s are great, the 24s are great, the 14, the 1914 Ever Ready, awesome razor. All of them are awesome. But so if you're actually, you've tried it, you say, oh, well, you know, I shaved with a featherweight, it did okay, but you know, don't just write off single edge because you've used one of those newer ones. Go back to one of the older ones, give them a go. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So there we go. Look at that. Got us a good shave in. It feels great. I mean, you can't feel it, you can't see it, but that's a really nice shave. It's easy to clean up around the old goatee with the witch hazel, where you can see what you're doing as you come through, and it just feels great. I'm going to jump in the shower before I put the aftershave on this time, because, you know, putting the aftershave on before you go to the shower is not really going to do a whole lot of good. You know, you got to think about these things. So I got me about half a cup of coffee left. We'll get a shower, gonna go run errands, spend some money, pay some bills. It's a great afternoon, what can I say? But anyway, well, I hope you do good. Remember, join me on Sunday if you'd like with the, all in the family shave there. I'll post a video of it. You can put your comments in the video if you don't have anywhere to post your shaves. If you're not on one of the shave forums where you do the post your shaves every day, there's some weird folks that do that. I'm one of them. And, we enjoy showing what we shave with. Let everybody see. It leads to a lot of good conversations, a lot of good questions on gear, and you get to see the mix that everybody else is using. So that's going to be Sunday. And that's about it. So remember, if you want more of this single edge shaving, injector shaving, you want to see more about it, come over with some of us crazy single edge guys. TheOriginalSafety2.com. That's the original safety, the number 2, all one word, .com. Come over and see us. We'll be happy to see you. Heck, tell them Fuzzy sent you. They know me over there. And we'll talk to y'all later. Good afternoon and happy shaves to you.